you know?
Oh, fuck yeah, I know. Fuck yeah.
And that's the wild part of it, right? Like when, like my dad was describing, the first time I was homeless, I was an hour away from my parents' house, and that was almost worse. I said, I wish I would have been in California, right? Because not only would the weather have been better than Muncie, Indiana.
That was my first thought.
Yeah, in winter, but because it would have been less painful for me at that time to know that my parents were an hour away if they were across the country, right? And I didn't understand what they were doing. And, you know, like my dad said, you just do the best you can. Like I now know they had no manual. I'm the only one of 7 that, you know, kind of had these struggles. So I fully believe my dad did the absolute best he could. And I'm so grateful. You know, that tough love, did I like it back then? Absolutely not. But would I be where I am today without it? I don't think so, you know? And he was still supportive through it. And I think that makes the difference because there's a cutoff and I'm writing you off and there's I'm going to support you, but I have to from a distance.
I like loud and clear, baby. What the fuck? Are you touching that stuff again?
No.
It's been a minute since I've heard the clang.
Yeah, I don't touch it.
No, you don't.
I just been noticing I've been doing this like weird little I like wiggle.
The shift?
Like a wiggle.
Yeah.
Like a. You notice that? Yeah. It's really weird, huh? Like, what the fuck am I doing? I can't just sit still.
All right, my dad is ready if we want to start with that. Is that okay?
Yeah, sure.
Okay.
I'm ready.
What are we doing? Call her dad?
We're going to call her dad.
So I just call him? Okay.
Is it her mother that was married 7 times? No. That's someone else.
Yeah.
Why are we calling dad?
Her dad's cool.
What's his name?
Steve. Hi, Dad.
You want me to sit here? Hey, honey, how are you?
Good.
Good.
You are on the podcast with Sean and Chad.
Shane.
Hi, Sean and Chad. How are you guys?
Sorry, Shane.
That's
I don't
okay.
know how
That's
I messed that up.
Jane.
Hi, Steve. How are you?
I'm doing great, thanks.
Steve, what's going on? It's Chad from the Hopeaholics.
Hey, Chad, how are you?
We're podcasting your daughter again.
Yeah.
Okay, great. The last one was good.
Yeah,
Awesome.
it was. I
Yeah.
really thought it was great, and we were kind of even new to the whole podcast game when she came in.
Brand new.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now we've I feel like we've stepped it up a notch, and plus our studio is
Sick.
it's pretty good. Huh?
Yeah.
Cool.
It is. It looks really, really cool. I like what you've done. But yeah, we wanted to call. Last time we said we should have called Dad at the end.
Yeah.
So I kind of.
Yeah, I saw that in the video.
Yeah. So I asked my dad if he'd be willing to come on here and just kind of, you know, he got the phone calls last time when I was super nervous. So right beforehand, but also he's been with me through, you know, the journey of, you know, being told to kind of prepare himself. I'm not going to make it to where I am now. And so I thought it might be good for other people to hear, you know, kind of what that's like for him and know that there is hope to get not only family back in your life, but like my dad can finally sleep a little easier, I think.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, tell us about that.
Yeah, Steve.
Tell us about your side of her journey.
Yeah.
Well, it's just it's terrifying because you feel somewhat helpless. You know, you want to be able to help, you want to be able to make a difference, and really it comes down to her wanting to make a difference, and it's one of the hardest things I've ever done. Just letting her take her journey and be supportive. It was very early on. one of the therapy sessions that we were in, I remember, I was just so frustrated and so angry that I couldn't fix things, right? I'm a dad. I should be able to fix it. And, it makes it even worse. I'm an engineer, right? So I, should be able to figure this out. And, one of the therapists says, well, your problem is you're trying to rationalize irrational thoughts. And at that point that I was like, oh crap. I mean, that's why I can't fix this, right? All I can do is be supportive, loving, caring, and frankly, a lot of prayers, right? I mean, she's right. I didn't sleep for years. I'd wake up wondering whether that next call is the last call.
Yeah.
It's pretty scary.
Yeah, it is. And, I can attest that I put my mom through that same stuff. And I can tell you that on December 9th of 2000, the year 2000, my mom actually got a phone call from my brother that said Chad's been in a major car accident and we don't know if he's dead or alive. So for the next 3 hours, they tried to find what hospital I was at. And then when they did find the hospital, the hospital that they took me to was not close to the accident, but it was a head trauma specialty hospital. And so that was the next thought is that, what had happened. And I mangled my car. And, and me fast forward. So on this day, I wasn't a parent yet. 5 days after this, I became a parent, though.
Wow.
And that little girl is 22 years old now. And I say that little girl saved my life because I got a moment of clarity after she was born and after the car accident. And then that same little girl, 21 years later, which will be about almost a year, on 9/11 of this year, it'll be 1 year since she found her fiance dead in his bed from a fentanyl poisoning. We call it poisoning over here on the podcast because we don't believe that there's any safe dose of fentanyl. So any use of fentanyl is a poisoning.
Great.
And that's why this podcast exists, because I'm a dad too, and I love my little girl and I don't like seeing her in pain. And I don't like being in pain, and I want to make a difference in this world, and fight this crisis that we're in.
It's bad. There's no doubt about it. In the 13 years, and all the different locations Nikki's been in, and we've seen a lot of people, and it's terrifying. It exists out there, and there are people that aren't even aware. But there's a lot of people that struggle to cope with it.
Yeah, I have one more question for you.
Yeah.
How are things today? What is the difference in your guys' lives today?
I think Nikki now believes that she deserves, right? She deserves to live. She deserves a good life. Where in the past, I think doing well actually caused her to want to not do well. And I don't know if it's, could be Grant entering her life. I don't know what it is, but I just, watching her change her behaviors, her responses, the way she looks at things now. I can see it and hear it. I don't see her very often, right? I'm in Indiana. She's in California, so I don't see her often, but we talk every day.
A couple times a day.
A couple times a day. And there'll never be enough times because, it was probably 6 months ago, and I forget the circumstance. I forget what it was, but there was something that she said that just, it hit me as she wants to be well. And I literally have been able to sleep every night since then.
Nice.
yeah, it's just I can hear it in her voice. She's learned how to cope with things.
Yeah.
And I purposely say it that way because I know she's always going to have times where she's struggling, right? And it's a battle every day, and but I think she knows how to deal with it now.
Yeah.
I agree with that about the feeling like I deserve things, or just that I'm a worthwhile person, because for so many years I couldn't get better because, one, I felt more comfortable in chaos, and I thought the worst kind of care I could provide myself was what I deserved. Yeah. And so I think that did make the big difference, but also I would not be here without my dad, without a doubt. I know he mentioned Grant coming into my life, and yeah, that was great. My fiance is absolutely amazing. But there were little changes too. Like after I lost my baby at the beginning of COVID, like it gave me hope because I was never supposed to get pregnant. I was never supposed to be able to get pregnant. You know what I mean? And it was a horrible, horrible time in my life, but it was also beautiful because there was that small glimmer of hope, And now just having my dad in my life and being able to call him and tell him about the really exciting things I get to do, like this podcast, or passing a test in school, or moving forward in my job. And I got to go to Michigan and see him a couple months last month, and it was really amazing. And just being able to be with my family and actually wanting to be there and being mentally present, and getting to laugh with my dad and eat foods I didn't eat for a long time was just a really beautiful experience. So I'm very grateful for my dad. He's awesome.
Yeah. Well, thank you. That all of this it's really beautiful to me to see families healing. We're really big on families coming back together and families healing and mending together. And you can see the big smile on her face when she talks about you. It's a beautiful thing.
Yeah, Steve, you deserve a bloody medal, bro. 12 years of crippling pain. It's really quite unbelievable. You know what I'm saying? And the prayer and meditation that you've gone through. I mean, yeah, you deserve a bloody medal, bro, for hanging in there. Yeah. We need more we need more families and fathers like you.
Well, there's no option, right? You have to hang in there. You have to keep fighting. And
yeah, I mean, you do, but you will not believe how many families give up on their children.
Lots.
And that's the one thing that we try to preach on the podcast is do not give up hope.
Ever.
Not the families, not the addict.
Yeah.
When you give up hope, it's like then there is no more hope.
That's it.
Yeah.
So, and I mean that. It's like we have so many people that it's, their families have disowned them. And it's like, how do you do that? I'm a parent. I could never do that.
I could never.
My children could do the worst thing in the world, and I would still love them.
Yeah. I can't imagine the pain, though.
Yeah. Well, your kids are
tough. We went through a lot of really, really, really tough times. Really tough times. I mean, we let her go homeless on the streets, right? I mean, it's horrifying.
Yeah.
Right? It's just, there's nothing that prepares you for it, so you don't know what you're doing is right or wrong. You just do, and hope something's going to make a difference. Something's going to be the thing that makes that change. But yeah, I mean, we had to live through some really tough times, including tough love, right? And the fact that Nikki still loves me after some of the things I had to put her through, but what she probably doesn't know is I went and cried more than she did, right?
She probably understands the tough things that she put you through.
Well, we'll never be even, Dad. I think I still owe you for the rest of my life. So.
Well, Steve, thank you so much for coming on our podcast and giving us the parents' point of view.
No, I appreciate you having her on because I think she's got a story to tell, and I think she's going to make a difference in this world, helping people. So
absolutely,
she already has.
Yeah,
support her anytime I can.
She makes a difference in our lives. We follow her on Instagram all the time.
Yeah.
All right, Dad, I love you.
All right. I love you too, baby. Talk to you later.
All right, bye.
Bye-bye.
Do you want to that
was great that we could call out and have someone in our ear like that. I really appreciated that a lot.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, that was cool.
Like, what do you do? You know, and I was going to tell him, I was going to tell him what you always say. Shane always says, do whatever you feel right is on your
That's
heart.
it. That's the only thing
because,
you can
like,
do.
you can't, you know, and I get it. Like, interventionists would tell me to shut up, or, you know, we got to do this, or we got to do that. Maybe in the moment, if you're like really trying to pull the rug out from somebody, you do that.
Yeah.
But, like, you know, if you're a dope fiend like me, like, no intervention worked on me.
No.
I was throwing blows with interventions.
Yeah.
You know, I had my own fucking life. I could support myself.
Yeah.
You know, and when I was young and I couldn't support myself, I was willing to fucking go to jail. I didn't give a shit. You know?
Oh, fuck yeah, I know. Fuck yeah.
And that's the wild part of it, right? Like when, like my dad was describing, when the first time I was homeless, I was an hour away from my parents' house, and that was almost worse. I said, I wish I would have been in California, right? Because not only would the weather have been better than Muncie, Indiana.
That was my first thought.
Yeah, in winter. But because it would have been less painful for me at that time to know that my parents were an hour away if they were across the country, right? And I didn't understand what they were doing. And, you know, like my dad said, you just do the best you can. Like, I now know they had no manual. I'm the only one of 7 that, you know, kind of had these struggles. So I fully believe my dad did the absolute best he could, and I'm so grateful. You know, that tough love, did I like it back then? Absolutely not. But would I be where I am today without it? I don't think so. No. You know, and he was still supportive through it, and I think that makes the difference, because there's a cutoff.
Yeah.
And I'm writing you off, and there's I'm going to support you, but I have to from a distance.
I like what you said. There's got to be a good mixture.
Yeah, there's a thing called there's a couple of things. There's you can love your child to death.
Yeah.
You can literally love them to death. Or you can set clear, concise boundaries. Yeah. Like, you know, fair. I love you. I can't have you come in, especially like me. I could have been going in my house and stealing their jewelry, doing this, doing that. Well, you wouldn't want me around.
No, you could have hurt somebody.
Yes. I could hurt somebody.
Driving fucked up like that.
Yeah.
In and out of the parking lot. Who knows?
Yep.
Yep.
And at that point, it's like you have to set boundaries, right? Because and those boundaries, like, I love you, but I'm not willing to emotionally or financially or physically support you until you go to treatment.
Yeah.
Those
nothing wrong with that.
No, there's nothing wrong with that.
You're giving them a choice. You're not making the choice.
Yeah.
You're just making you're making a bound, like you said.
That's like our Taryn's video that went viral.
Yeah.
My mom did it for me.
And she should do it for you. It'll work.
Yeah.
So many people like have commented like that shit doesn't work, but then there's so many people that are like, that's exactly what happened to me.
My mom called the police on me at least 10 to 15 times.
Well, and I think everybody's different too, right? Like it didn't matter the number of interventions I had. Like, they took swimming away from me, you know, and that was the love of my life.
Yeah, but those penalties don't work.
No, but once swimming was taken away, then it was becoming homeless. Then it was not being able to go home. Then it was not being able to talk to my siblings. And that one destroyed me more than anything. And was I ready? Was I willing? No, even after that. And I know how awful that sounds, but it doesn't mean it didn't destroy me. I wasn't ready.
Yeah.
You know, my parents had prepared themselves for getting that phone call 1,000 times. And, you know, when I finally said, hey, I'm going to go out to California and I'm going to give this thing a shot, you know, it was still years before I was able to say, like, Dad, I'm actually doing this. You know, like I'm well enough to travel and go see my siblings and meet my baby niece, who is adorable. And, you know, and it's just, like you said, 6 months ago, he could finally sleep better. And I've been sober for nearly 5 years, you know, and it takes a long time to repair that damage, you know, the damage that I caused.
Yeah.
So
should I do our new intro?
What is it? Yeah. Yeah. Blah, guys. You know who I felt like right there?
Who?
You know the movie in Las Vegas with those 5 comedians? Oh, The Hangover? The Hangover? I felt like the Chinese guy just now.
Okay, you can't. That's two
was that-
podcasts in a row.
Oh, I'm sorry.
where you talk about Chinese.
Oh, I just said I just felt like it was him coming out of the trunk. You know, when he came out of the trunk, don't you remember
Naked?
that? Yes, he was in his underwear,
Yeah, but at one point he's totally
but he was in his tighties whitey, like this.
You know, he's a doctor in real life.
Yeah,
Yeah,
and a comedian.
yeah. It's a good. The original Hangover was hilarious.
They were all pretty good, bro.
Were they?
Yeah.
I think I'm not a big movie guy, so
No?
I probably only watched the first one.
You should watch it at Netflix though, at home.
Netflix.
Netflix and cuddle with yourself.
You want to come over?
No, God, I know what Netflix means to you, bro. You taught me that like 3 months ago. No bueno.
Netflix and chill.
Yeah, I never knew what that meant.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
He never he never experienced the dating app scene.
no,
Oh, okay.
no,
Yeah.
no, never did.
Yeah. It doesn't mean what you think it
I
means.
know, you naughty people. Yeah, it's amazing. I'll tell you what, I think it's worse. I mean, I love my son, don't get me wrong, but I think it's worse on a father. I mean, maybe that's me being biased. I think it's worse on a father if the daughter is out there. You know?
I don't know. Actually, I'm not sure I could handle my son being out there.
True.
I mean, I go violent.
I know, bro. All I get is crazy. Like, look, I'm sweating thinking about it. You know, like, what would I do? I think I'd yeah.
You know, one time my daughter struggled a bit, and one time I couldn't find her, and but the last known her phone went dead, and the last known location was the Justin's dad's house.
Yeah.
Justin, who passed away, and this was before like I knew him.
Yeah.
And so I called over to the dad's house, and the dad answered the phone, and he started talking shit to me, and I mean, it's like, you don't do that.
Yeah, not when I'm looking.
Yeah, I was like, where the fuck is my daughter?
Yeah.
And then he I don't know, he said something, and I ran upstairs, I grabbed my keys, and I said, Donna, we're going.
Good thing you took her.
Huh?
Good thing you took her.
Oh
Smart.
no, Donna was rolling with me. I mean, I was my whole in my head, what I was picturing was about to happen was me kicking their door in.
That's what I'm saying. Thank God you took Donna with you so she could calm you down a little.
She didn't calm me down. What ended up happening is by the time before I got to their house, my daughter called me.
Oh, lucky.
They were lucky.
Yeah.
I was lucky.
Yes, everyone
I was because when it comes to your child, I'm willing to go to prison.
100%.
Oh yeah, me and my coworker were talking about this. Like, I am not a parent yet, but even with my animals, like, I watch them breathe, and I will go to prison for one of my animals. So I can only
for one of your dragons.
Yes. So I cannot imagine what I will be like with a human child. You know.
Mm-hmm.
So, but yeah, there was a time my parents didn't know where I was for 2 weeks, and they went. I mean, I don't know how they found me to this day, but they found me in a treatment facility from Indiana. And it's just like, I have no idea how they did it. I mean, I was off the grid, and they had police trying to find me, and nobody can find me. And, it just proves how much my dad specifically loved me through all that, because it probably would have been easier just to accept, like, I'm gone, And so, and it was wild because at the time I thought not knowing where I was or what I was doing was better. And I now understand that was probably the worst thing I could have done to my dad.
Imagination's crazy.
Yeah. But I was like, at least I'm protecting him because he doesn't know anything, right?
Yeah, no.
And it was the complete opposite, I think. So,
Wow.
Let me ask you a really hard question. What do you want different about this podcast than your first one?
So I so appreciate you guys having me on here again. I loved the experience of the first one, and I love fitness. It's a huge part of my life. But fitness is easy to talk about, and I didn't feel like I had talked about the pieces of my story that would provide hope for, I don't mean to be punny, but like literal hope. I felt like I just kind of glossed over those because those are still hard to talk about sometimes. It's hard to talk about all that pain because at times I feel so far removed from it.
Yeah.
And I just wanted to do it differently this time. I won't say better. I just wanted to do it differently because, again, I love fitness. It's my life. and it's not what I had originally set out to talk about. And
you came in a room with two guys that love fitness.
No. And it's a great conversation, and I love it, but it wasn't. I didn't feel like I had used.
You felt unsatisfied.
This platform well enough,
Well, the platform's grown.
Yeah.
I've noticed
substantially.
that.
Yeah.
Since your first podcast.
Yeah.
I know, and that's why I so appreciate you having me on here again. I know you've had Lamar Odom on here, and I'm just some girl from Orange County, but
Actually, Indiana, but that's besides the point.
well, yes, a transplant.
Yeah.
In Orange County, but
He's Canadian, eh?
I am.
I've seen your growth, and it's just been really exciting to watch. And I've listened to the podcast, and you hear these amazing stories. And
Shane.
It's not me.
Huh?
Weird. That just came and went.
yeah, that was weird. But I wanted to do it differently. I wanted to use this time differently. So, I just wanted to kind of. Some of it might be repetitive, but I wanted to talk about those parts of my story where, I wanted to give up, and then what it's like now to not have done that, and, why I'm so passionate about everything I do and everything you guys do, and why I respect and look up to you guys so much, because the fentanyl poisoning epidemic is so bad right now, and it's just heartbreaking. Like, I can't watch the news. I can't, we got a few phone calls last week of clients passing away, and it hits me like a ton of bricks every time, and I don't know why that isn't happening for everybody.
Can you check her microphone? I think it might be her microphone. Huh? Is it static? Yeah. No, it's really quiet now, but it's not happening right now.
I just heard it a second ago, too.
Oh, I heard it. Did you hear it right now? Yeah. And but now I'm wondering if that was Shane. If it's Shane.
My phone's way over there. It's not plugged in. It shouldn't be my phone. Oh, it might be her phone.
I can throw my phone somewhere. No, you're good. Okay.
I don't hear any static.
Yeah, it's probably the phone. It was her phone, bro.
I'm sorry.
I think.
We have no idea. He's just saying that.
Okay.
Yeah, I was just saying that.
That's
I
fine.
just wanted to throw the rug from you, because they're always fucking blaming me.
Yeah, just blame me. It's okay. I'm used to it.
She's the guest. We're going to blame the guest. Thank you.
No, it's always Shane's fault.
It's always my fault.
Everything is Shane's fault.
COVID, Shane.
Yeah.
Shane actually was the bat.
I was the bat.
Yeah,
I was again, we're going to China. We're fucking bringing in the Chinese.
I'm sorry, dude. You were the guy that ate the bat.
I ate the bat.
And he started COVID.
Yeah.
Got it.
It's the source.
I'm ground zero. I am ground zero.
You're
Please
ground zero.
call me.
All right, well let's get into the pain.
Yeah.
We love the pain.
Yeah,
I don't know
love
if
the
you have
pain.
been hearing us lately, but we we love the pain, especially on Tuesday night, our Zoom meeting.
Yeah, and that was kind of when Breezy was on a couple of weeks ago. Was it Breezy or it was
Breezy, that's her name.
Yeah, it was one of the meetings that really was like, let me see if I can redo this. Let me see if I can do it differently and maybe make a difference, right? A different difference, I guess.
Yeah, different difference.
And so I won't go back through my whole story, but I just kind of wanted to talk about like really what life in sobriety was and the pain it that got me to where I am today. Because when I got sober, life got harder. You know what I mean? And yes, that happens to everybody, right? You're uncomfortable. You're trying to learn how to do things without the use of alcohol and drugs. You're trying to get your sleep schedule. You're trying to maybe get family back in your life, or maybe just be a decent person. And for me, when I got sober, I went through a few traumas like right away, and I was like, oh my God, this is a perfect excuse to relapse, right? And at that point, I was kind of like, I don't even want to relapse. It's like drugs aren't going to be enough. I kind of just don't want to be here anymore, right? Like I went through a really terrible experience at a treatment center in Lake Forest, and it was horrible, and I didn't think I'd survive that. And the fact that I was able to eventually go back and try to get justice for that situation was like the most the proudest thing I've ever done to this day, because I never thought that I deserved to fight for myself. And I wasn't fighting for myself. I was fighting for everybody else that I thought maybe that situation was happening to. And I kind of detested treatment after that. And I was like, you know what? I have a good excuse. I don't need to go back to treatment. I'm going to be fine. I can do this on my own. And a week later, I ended up in the hospital from a gnarly suicide attempt because I couldn't cope with the PTSD that had been reactivated from the events that happened. And I needed treatment, and there were good people in that facility. You know, that facility that I went to next is the reason that I'm here today, like without a doubt. And, you know, a couple months later, a similar situation happened, and I was sexually assaulted at an Alano club. And I was like, okay, you know, for me, that was like my reservation. If I go through another sexual trauma, or if I lose a baby, like I can relapse because I won't survive it, right? I had already had a long history that I hadn't talked about, and I just covered up with food and drugs and trying to disappear, you know? And then it happened, and I stayed clean. Not right away, but eventually I got clean, and I actually started talking through these things, and I was like, whoa, you know, that sucks, and I want to get high now more than ever trying to work through this than I did when I was dealing with it on my own. And but I kept with it, and it was uncomfortable, and it was terrifying. And then I finally, like, you know, I was finally feeling like okay again. And then right when COVID started, I was about to get radiation treatment for the first time. I had been diagnosed with cancer a couple months earlier. And I was like, okay, you know, it is what it is. Like at this point, like after years of wanting to die, I was just kind of like, you know, this is what I get, you know? And I know that's not a good attitude to have, but at that point in my life, it was how I coped, right? And so it took a few years before I could actually get the radioactive iodine treatment at City of Hope because of all these factors. And 2 days before it was finally scheduled, I found out I was pregnant. And that was 4 days after my ex-fiance had overdosed on fentanyl. And thankfully he was alive, but I didn't think I could get pregnant, you know, and it was a really hard time. And you know, there were already signs that I was losing the baby, so I was devastated. And I didn't care that cancer treatment was canceled. I was ecstatic, but I still had this hope. I was like, maybe my body will keep this baby healthy. Maybe my body can be safe for this baby. And I lost the baby the same day the world shut down. And that was when I really was ready to give up. I was like, there is no way. Like, this was my biggest reservation because I had miscarriages before. And, you know, I was like, there are too many signs like that I would find out 4 days after my ex-fiance had overdosed and he was okay. You know, like I was like, in my head, I was making all these reasons why this time was going to be it. And then to lose the baby, I was like, this is some sick joke, right? And I was definitely playing the victim, but I mean, it was just such a terrible time. And I cried every day, and I didn't know how to get out of bed. Like we were talking about that kind of sacrifice, that willingness to get out of bed, even when we're hurt or when we're angry or when we're sad or when we're devastated. And for me, it was the hardest thing to just go wash my face or brush my teeth, right? And I was just trying to survive, like literally take each next breath, because it felt impossible. Like for me, that's what that grief was like. And to eventually I had so many people in my life that got me through that time. You know, the girls in my sober living were incredibly helpful. I don't think I would have survived that time without those girls. And I was never a girl's girl. Like I was always a guy's girl, you know, like I didn't have girlfriends. They scared me. And I thought, okay, if females hurt me in this world too, then none of the world is safe. And I'm just, what's the point, you know? And so to let them in during that time and then be able to come out on the other side after months. I mean, I'm not gonna lie to you, it was months, but you know, I'm just super grateful. And side note, I have a fertility appointment on September 1st, and I'm really excited about that.
Nice.
So it's just kind of like it brought all that up for me when we were scheduling it we want to start having a family after the wedding in June. And I've kind of been thinking about, that time in my life and how I wanted to relapse so bad. I didn't want to be alive. It was both. It was like I wanted to overdose by fentanyl intentionally because then I could get high one last time and then it'd be over. Right. And to get through that and not cope with it that way is just, it's still like blows my mind to this day. Because I didn't think I would. Nobody thought I would. The people in my life didn't think I would, And to move through that, and eventually I got a house managing job and a treatment job, and things got a little better, and I eventually did cancer treatment. It was scary, and a cancer hospital during COVID was like some zombie apocalypse times 10. Like the entire world was a zombie apocalypse still in my eyes, but like a cancer hospital was scary.
Were they putting on like full blown like suits?
Yeah, it was literally like some what's that movie? It was just like it wasn't real. It was like an abandoned hospital movie.
Shane's usually pretty good at guessing movies.
I was gonna think about that when the lady plays. She kills all the zombies, and she's at the Raccoon City in Las Vegas.
Resident Evil.
I
think you're talking about 28 Days Later when the guy wakes up alone in a hospital.
I think that's the one.
Oh, that was crazy too.
Yeah. And it was just like, it was just wild. Like, I don't even have words to describe it. I'm in this room alone, like sick as heck. And I was like, okay, well,
Were they putting it through your veins?
So it was actually a radioactive pill.
Yeah.
Okay.
And
swallow it.
This was also the terrifying part because they bring it in this huge container that looks like it's got some military grade stuff in it.
And you're wearing something.
Yeah.
Like they've got her protected on the outside, and yet she swallows. It's really quite ridiculous. So you're protected
on the outside to take this pill on the inside.
Yeah, exactly. And when they drive home, they have to wear something so the person they're driving with doesn't get radiation.
Well, I had to quarantine for a few days.
That too. Sorry.
And, they like they're in hazmat suits with gloves.
Yeah, that's what I was trying to say. Hazmat suits.
8 inches thick to give you this thing that I'm going to swallow and put in my body.
Yes.
And they like brief you on all the kinds of leukemia that this can cause. And I'm like, this seems a little counterproductive. You know what I mean? But I'm grateful I was able to finally do it. I'd been put off for way too long. And it was a wild time. And, just getting that done was a big step forward too, because part of me was just kind of like, what's the point? Like I wasn't actively suicidal, but I wasn't actively willing to live either. I was kind of in this in between place where I was like, well, if something happens, it happens. You know what I mean? And it was just kind of, I wasn't hoping for something to happen, but I wasn't actively avoiding anything either. And it was a really difficult place to be because I didn't know how to move forward from that. Being chronically suicidal for 15 years, it's like, how do I find the will to live again? And eventually I started going to the gym, and I got my dragon. And I know how stupid it sounds to say a dragon kept me alive, but he truly did. And he's alive and well and 3 years old today, and he's still, every time I see him, like, that's my first baby, and it just warms my heart. Like
the Daenerys Targaryen with her dragons.
Yeah, for sure. And
you love that shit, don't you?
What?
You just love it.
What?
I love it too.
I love Game of Thrones.
I love
Game of Thrones was so damn good.
Yeah.
And when she said dragons and it was her baby, it just took me right back to Daenerys Targaryen because she lost her baby. Mm-hmm. Do you remember? Did you watch it?
So I have seen one episode.
One?
I frequently refer to myself as the mother of dragons. And I am fully aware that when I adopted Elliot, it was to kind of replace that hole in my heart.
Yeah.
Everybody was scared to tell me that. And I'm like, I knew. I knew what I was doing. You know what I mean? And so, no, I need to watch all the episodes. I have not.
It's really good.
I would like to take note of the Game of Thrones poster in the back over there.
Yeah.
And you know what? You always say that these people showed up, but I'm a firm believer that when you're in need, God puts the right people or things in your place at that time to get you through what you need to get to. And yeah, were you a victim? Fucking A, you were a victim, but you didn't have a victim mentality.
I think eventually, I think for a long time I did.
Yeah, but now, like I'm saying now, today, when we look back, you don't have that anymore at all.
No, like if I had not gone through all those things and everything that happened after, I was in an unhealthy relationship that got violent. Like, had I not gone through those things, I would not be who I am today. I would have never gone into the gym. Like, anger is my best motivator in the gym, and I wouldn't have found my amazing and loving fiance. And was I engaged last time I was here?
I honestly, I don't remember. And I think maybe not. And I think that I saw you get engaged on Instagram.
Yeah. So that was really exciting. I love him to death. He's, he definitely helps me every day, and I definitely annoy him every day, and it works, Do you have to go?
No, I was canceled. I just canceled it actually because I'm into. I just said I'm take him. I'm yours.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm having too good at
your son.
Yeah, my wife will take him. That's fine. This is.
Are you gonna go on your date tonight?
Yeah, later.
Is it tonight?
It's tonight. Yeah.
Maybe.
Maybe.
I have a date tonight,
yeah,
too.
maybe. I don't know about that either.
I was telling him I felt really bad about making him late last time.
No, I don't. Was I late?
You were late for something.
Oh, my wife, I think, might have been out of town or something. I had
Yeah.
the kids. Yeah, whatever. We got through it. Yeah.
So put Shane in the doghouse.
He's
always permanently.
I
That's
live there.
permanently where he's at.
That's where mattress is. Why fight it?
But yeah, and finding Grant and getting a cat and my dog.
You met him at the gym?
I did not. I met him through recovery.
Oh, nice.
And we went through a lot together in a short period of time. A year and a half ago, I found him overdosing in our living room floor.
Oh.
And I didn't share that last time because he tends to be a little more private of a person. And I talked to him last night, and he said, "Yeah, it's our story. Tell it." And it was a really hard time because I told myself I would never do that again. My ex-fiance had relapsed so many times that I was going to love him to death. And I said, I'm not going to do that. And so Grant, who was this amazing, perfect person in my eyes, right? I forgot that, he was an addict like me and that this was something that could happen. And I know how naive it says to say I forgot, but there were signs like the weeks leading up to it, and the night I woke up and he wasn't in bed next to me, and I go to the living room and I found him. I just, I freaked out. Like I've worked in treatment for 3 years, and I did not know how to handle it. Like I knew how to, save his life, but I didn't know how to cope with that.
Yeah.
And it was really weird because, everybody's like, you do this for a living. Like, why are you going crazy? And I'm like, that's the love of my life right there, and I'm very grateful he is here today and has worked on his recovery. But it was fentanyl, and I found it. I found all the fentanyl. I found the syringes. And my first thought was take all of it immediately because I didn't want to cope. Right. And that was probably the last time that I've had a thought to, take a drink or a drug, but it was terrifying. Like I have so much empathy for you guys because I cannot imagine what you went through with Justin and the pain of that. And last time when you were sharing that story with me, I felt it because it could have been me, and I'm so grateful it wasn't. And I was almost feeling guilty, on the other side of this table because I'm very grateful and very lucky to have Grant still here and to have this amazing life we're creating. But I thought that was going to be the end. And I wanted to share that I'm still terrified every day that I'm going to lose him. And the reason I wanted to share that is because I think it just is a testament to how scary fentanyl is, right?
Yeah.
Like if he could use it one time and not come back. That happened to a good friend of mine. That's happening to so many people. And you don't know, it's everywhere. It's everywhere now. And it's like, I don't. It's terrifying. Like there are no words I have that can accurately depict how I feel about the fentanyl crisis.
Yeah, same. You know, it's insanity. I don't know if Bobby had passed away when we podcasted you last time, but our good friend died. One of our first, podcasts, and he died from fentanyl. His mom comes to our Zoom meeting when she can.
I've seen her, and I think it happened a couple days after I was on the podcast, actually.
Yeah.
And that broke my heart. We lost Jesse, my really good friend, in September of last year, and it's still painful every day. I saw a video with it where he was talking, and I just prior to watching the video I've seen before, I didn't think about hearing his voice and what that would do, and my God, I lost it, and it's I don't want to keep losing people to fentanyl. No. It's just heartbreaking, and I want change now, and I think the hardest part is, yes, we are making change every day, but I want it gone. I want it off the streets. I wish it never existed. And as a fentanyl addict, that's saying a lot. So
I mean, it's horrible for me to say this, but I would rather there be heroin out on the streets.
Yeah.
Because heroin was less lethal.
You know what I was saying before you came in?
What?
I was feeding off of what you said about this catastrophe and the poisoning we're having out there, that it's such a bad thing. It's such an evil that there's going to be so much good coming from it, that people are going to rally. See, people aren't rallying around the drug addict because we're scum. They're scum in their eyes. You know what I mean? When it's your daughter or your son, people are going to start to rally, bro. I was just feeding off what you said, pulling the people together through catastrophe.
Yeah. I mean, this shit's blowing up.
Blowing out.
And we won't stop, and we have resources. We have resources coming out of resources and
right
stuff lately.
I like
it's
that.
Just right?
Resources coming out of resources. Yeah, bro. It's crazy.
Resources?
Resources. Whatever.
It works.
Resources.
I messed up his name earlier, so.
What was it again?
I said Sean, but
Sean.
it's Shane.
It's still
sorry.
razors, right? It's still razors?
Yeah.
It's not racers?
But nowhere in resource is there a Z.
Scissor.
I think it'd be cooler
Scissor.
with a Z.
And razor.
Scissor. How about scissors? Is there a Z in scissors?
Did Cali Muscle come by with some fucking gum? Because he's out of control. No?
I didn't see him.
Oh, okay.
He did leave for a few minutes to the car.
I did. Yeah, I don't think so.
Did I scoop some pre-workout?
Yeah.
Did you?
I did this morning. It's funny you said that. I haven't done it in like a year and a half, but I was in here today and I said, this is not kicking me right. And the guy said, hey, that's not pre-workout. That's BCAAs you've been taking for the last 20 days. I never knew.
Shut the hell
I
up.
swear to God.
You thought that I took a pre-workout?
No. I thought that I went into, so at the gym there's a little place where I was.
Oh, so not the stuff you gave
No,
me?
not the stuff here.
Okay,
No, not this. It was back at the gym. I thought it was pre-workout I was getting. It wasn't. It was more BCAA. So today I scooped a pre-workout. Half. I only did half. I didn't want to get a heart attack.
Yeah. Yeah.
Do you do pre-workout?
I do. And
Did you guys just hear me burp?
Yeah.
yeah.
Did you?
Yeah, we did. Yeah, it was just a cute little one. Don't blow it our way, though.
It stinks. Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I said. Don't blow it our way.
You want to know why I know?
Because you tasted it on your way out.
Just like fucking the ground turkey.
That's what I said, for sure.
Ground turkey is gross.
Yeah, when it comes back up.
Yeah. It's taste. I don't think she likes ground turkey at all.
I do.
I
I
can't
do.
stand it.
But I know exactly what you're talking about.
There's nothing worse than that Blue Monster ground turkey. See, I used to be addicted. I would drink one of those every day. Mm-hmm. All I ate was ground turkey, avocado,
Dirty burps.
and the Trader Joe's sriracha sauce.
Oh, yeah, that's right. Yeah.
That's why I have that's why I'm fucked up inside.
Yeah.
You can't eat that much
cannot.
sriracha sauce every day.
No, you cannot.
This was 5-7 years in a row. Every day, 3 times a day.
I think it was more the bull that did it. Or the monster.
The monster.
Yeah.
We're going to have to switch you over to
Rain.
Rain.
Yeah.
And
Oh, fuck yeah, we are.
Huh?
Oh, yeah. Resources out of resources.
I love rain. I drink them often. This was just
Never want to see you with fucking Monster again.
Okay.
Joking. Do whatever you want. You know who I felt like there? I felt like that movie, when they were kidnapping people. Old School. The movie Old School?
The comedy one?
The comedy one where they pull up in the van and they steal the guy with the groceries and he swears that the wife, don't ever tell anybody who's there.
Yeah, no, you lost me.
All right, forget about it.
Yeah, it's boring.
Me too. I'm lost.
Right. Maybe I'm lost. Maybe you guys are all here and I'm the actually one that's lost.
You're actually not even here.
Could you imagine?
You're a figment.
If I was in a coma
you're a
right
figment
now?
of your own imagination. This Shane, we're not doing a podcast.
Wow.
You've never met Lamar Odom.
Wow.
You don't know Natalie Eva Marie.
Wow.
None of it.
Wow.
Our favorite person, though, is who?
My mother, of course. Hey, Mom. No, it's not true. My wife. Hey, wife. I'm in trouble either way. There's no end to that one. What do you mean our favorite person is on? What are you talking about, man?
he just like made it weird, dude. Like,
how did I make you started the weird off?
I mean, I wasn't going.
You
with,
went
like,
weird,
you
I
didn't
went
need- You didn't need to be like, oh, my wife, my mom.
Well, first I said mom, and I had to go to the wife because I was in trouble already, and now it don't matter. No one's going to see this one. I'm not going to give it to anybody. Just play it safe, Shane. Play it safe.
I'm gonna post it on fucking
No,
Instagram, and
no.
your wife,
she will not be
watches
happy.
all of our stories.
She will not be happy. There's no fucking way. This is one of those times where I go, bro, I call you on the way home, edit it.
We got. Do we need to ever edit a podcast?
Just one or two here and there.
Huh? When somebody says something on there and they call us and they're like, "Hey,
like 3 hours later, sweating
damn
like
it!
a pig.
You know what? I'm having anxiety."
Yeah.
I remember that. My hands were shaking the entire time last time, and I was trying to hide them.
How do you feel now?
I feel a lot better. I got a little nervous once I
could
got
tell. That's
here.
why I came in, because you were shaking a little bit
Yeah.
when we started. That's why I brought her in. I saw she was a little shaky still.
But now this entire time has been so different. Like I actually know the words that are coming out of my mouth this time, and I was able to remember some of the things that I really wanted to bring to this time, because last time I had a plan and then the nerves set in and it all went out the window.
Yeah.
And so it was a lot better experience, even driving here. Like I don't drive out this way that often. Driving far scares me, and it's not even that far. It's like 45 minutes. But it was just a so much better experience. I think because I did it too. Like you were saying, Chad, with the first one, like that was the only time you were a little nervous. And so I think I was like, I've already done this, like what's the worst that can happen? So it was definitely a lot better to come back this time and not only have a plan, but like be remotivated too through all the other podcasters.
Yeah. I occasionally can get nervous on the live Zoom meeting. Only like if Shane like turns the freaking air conditioner off.
Yeah.
And then I'm like,
Which I like to do.
Yeah,
I get him antsy. I like to see him squirm.
Yeah, like last week I was like, I don't even know what I was saying at the end. I was just trying to say something, and Shane's just like, I don't know.
I don't know, man. What were you saying?
Yeah.
Let's play it back.
Yeah. But I got nervous again when we were waiting for Natalie Eva Marie to show up. I was nervous. You were nervous. But then once we met them outside, I wasn't nervous anymore. Her and her husband are really, really down to earth and really cool, chill people. And then I got nervous when we did the Lamar Odom one, because I'm like, what am I gonna say? Right before he gets here, I'm like, what am I gonna say?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, what questions am I gonna ask?
Right.
And we don't have a plan.
Yeah.
It's God. When we sit down here, it's God's plan. And that's why I think your first podcast was perfect, because it was exactly what God wanted to be said.
Absolutely. And I fully believe that. And, I don't regret the first podcast. I think I just wanted to use the time differently this time around, and I like not having a plan. The one thing I did want to plan was calling my dad.
Yeah.
And because last time we were all like, we should have, and we didn't. And so I'm really grateful we got to do that. And I think that was important to have a family perspective. But, even with this one, like the rest of my plan. You know, I talked about some of the points, but like, of course, it wasn't like how I rehearsed in the mirror this morning. And yes, that's the true story. But
That's hilarious. I do the same, bro.
You rehearse in the mirror?
No. I mean, yes, if I was her, I'd be rehearsing. Guaranteed, yes. Yeah, when we were going to Tim's story I was practicing in my head on one, and nothing turned out.
You did?
Yeah, nothing turned out because they ended up asking us a question. I fucking hate questions.
It was so funny though, because so we just did this a panel, right? And Tim's story was like the speaker, and like he's a big deal, and then we get up there and they made it out like we were a big deal.
Yeah.
You guys are a big deal.
Which was kind of like nerve wracking, right? Because
really
like we're not a big deal. And
I don't feel like I am.
No, and then on our panel, we also had one of the girls from selling the OC, which I didn't know she was even going to be on our panel.
Neither did I.
And then I thought it was just going to be like, you know, talk about ourselves.
Yeah, bro. And then he's asking a question, and I know the question, you know.
And in my mind, I had already played. I did the same thing. I had already played out like my story.
That was perfect.
Nobody knows my story better than me.
You were already telling me you got to throw this and throw that, and I'm like, yeah, I'm already thinking that way. And all of a sudden, he's fucking
So then he asked us, "What was the question? Do you know what the question was?"
How do you see yourself being a servant of God?
No, it was even more than that. To people, though, how do you? It was something along being a servant to others.
Yeah.
And I was like, what are you doing? You reading it?
No, I was just gonna say, I don't remember.
Oh,
Pull the Shane on.
Why am I like he's like waited like I was reading what the question was. Anyway, so I just went. I was just like, I was baffled by the question, thrown back.
So was I.
And of course, he's like, and Chad, we're gonna have you go first.
Of course,
right?
Yeah.
Y'all put me on the spot.
Yeah.
He put me on the chair right next
where
to
her
the
feet
guy.
are dangling.
Oh yeah, I'm sitting up on this like high seat, and I'm like, you can see me in the video. I'm kicking my feet back and forth.
So was I.
And I had a whole like plan, and he was like, "So what do you do? What are you doing today to be a servant of God to others? Something along that line, right?" And I was like, "Whoa,
yeah.
I wasn't ready for that.
The fuck is that? Wait, was that a question?
It's like
what?
I was like, let me take you all the way back to 2000.
Yeah.
That's what I did.
Yeah. I blacked out.
I took us all the way back to the year 2000.
Yeah.
And then I fast forwarded back to the Hopeaholics, and my point was like, I had this bad experiences in my life, which turned into these, you know, good experience because I let God in. Right. And then I created treatment centers, and then I had another bad experience of my son-in-law dying from fentanyl overdose. And I cried. It was perfect.
Yeah, it was good.
I cried a little bit.
Yes,
right?
you did.
And
not actual tears, but your voice was very choppy. It was fucking perfect.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then bam. And then I brought it back to, I don't know if this is really answering the question, but the Hopeaholics is like what we're doing today to give back.
Yeah.
Right.
You know, to be a servant and help others, you know, to it, not just to help others get through their pain, like you were just talking about. Like that's important shit, right? Like these people, like we need to cut the reels on that, because they need to know that like you went through a lot of trauma. You felt suicidal. You felt like relapsing. Yeah, like we've all been there. I've.
Well, she not only felt like it, she tried.
I tried a few times.
Yeah.
And I think what we're talking about right now, like that is how life goes, right? You can rehearse and you can have all these tools and you can, you know, try to be prepared for all these things, but only to an extent, right? Like no matter how much you rehearse, like things are going to play out the way they're meant to, even if it feels crappy in the moment, even if it feels good in the moment and then it feels crappy later. You know what I mean? And it's just life can't be rehearsed is something I've learned. And I think that's kind of, if I had to sum my story up in one sentence, it could not be planned, right? There's no way I could have planned for all of this, and I could have planned to be sitting here today.
Right. So I never planned on being.
I feel the same.
I never planned on being a podcaster. Am I a podcaster? I just call it the pod now. I'm a podder.
You're a
That's
podhead.
somebody who makes a podhead.
You're a podhead.
A podhead. Yeah, a podhead. I like that.
Yeah.
Sorry, I heard your
Potter.
mic go out.
Yeah, my mic did go out.
Quit touching it.
Yeah. Sorry. God,
Stop
my mother,
touch- stop
mother
touching-
used to always say that to me.
Stop touching your mic. Is that what your mom called it?
Yeah, she did.
Yeah.
No. I think it was a willy or something like that.
Willie?
Yeah. Quit touching your willy there, Shaney. What are you doing down there? What are you doing under the covers? Turn the lights off quick.
I'm going to embarrass my mom right now.
Do it.
She probably won't get embarrassed.
Do it now.
You want to know what my mom called my
What?
my thing?
What?
A tinkle.
You see, tinkle, wee wee, it's the same thing.
Like, what the hell?
That's it. You got to make
Mom,
names up.
why you gotta
don't-
call it
we
a
don't-
tinkle?
We don't do those things now.
It doesn't sound very big.
No.
A tinkle doesn't
It's a wee little tinkle. Hello, Teddy. You got a wee little tinkle. Hello. Oh, Teddy. We love you so.
But you have a wee little
You
tinkle.
have a wee little tinkle, Teddy.
We would have called it something else if it was bigger. My mom's going to kill me on this one.
She's on the floor laughing. She's going to have a tough time getting up. She's on the floor laughing right now. Help yourself up, Penny. Call for Ernie, quick.
You know who's going to be cracking up, though? Candy.
Oh, for sure.
My sister's going to
For
be cracking
sure.
up.
For sure. Wow, that was a good one.
That's amazing.
I mean, and you know, I don't know what I should and shouldn't say on the podcast because
Yeah.
like I don't want to like piss people off.
Yeah.
But my wife's got a name for their for their
Does she?
and it comes from
Comes from the Bible. Fourth book of scriptures.
Goliath.
and my
Goliath.
wife. My wife watches these podcasts. Not my thing.
Oh, shit.
You guys.
Oh, see where we go? Anaconda. And now, coming into the room, the anaconda.
Actually, that is what she calls it.
Squeezing us. All right. What does she call it?
Not
yours.
Yeah, theirs.
Yeah.
Like because she grew up with all girls.
Yeah, of course.
all girls.
Chi-Chi's.
Huh?
Chi-Chi.
They call it a birdie.
A birdie. Yeah, I've heard that before.
You have
Birdie. I like the porcupine myself.
porcupine. I don't know.
I don't know how to participate in this.
No, you know what? Sorry, you know what? You really shouldn't. You're smart. Just sit there and enjoy it. Thank God there's no human resources at the Hopeaholics, right?
Yeah.
That's probably good.
I mean, I'm like, fuck, my staff watches this shit. Too, yeah. It's like, that's why
having a fun
sometimes I'm
time.
like, should I? Fuck it. It's just like at this point, fuck it.
Fuck
right?
it.
Let it all out.
And let it all out. Well,
You know.
you know what I'm saying.
I'm just saying.
Yeah.
I'm just saying. How can you be a real, authentic podcast if you're holding back?
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
That's.
And I think that was why I wanted to come on here this time.
Yeah.
Again, because I felt like I held back last time. So
We had someone else do the same thing. Taryn.
Oh, Taryn.
Yeah, Taryn.
Taryn wants to come back. I know we should.
She came
You know,
back.
She just did the meeting though.
Oh, no, wait a second.
Yeah, she
Did
didn't
she not come back for a second run?
No, just
Oh,
the meeting.
damn. Okay. Ooh.
So what I'm gonna have Nikki do when she's done is circle her name.
Oh,
so that means
nice.
that so if your name's circled, you've done our podcast twice.
That's cool.
Okay,
and not
that's
many people are gonna get to do our podcast twice.
No, I agree. I just heard you unstick yourself from the chair.
it's hot in here.
I just heard you.
Why did you turn off the
I
air?
didn't. I turned off that. I heard you
It's not on, dude.
I feel it.
It's hot. I'm sweating. I've been sweating, like my underarms are sweating.
You guys were making some weird jokes over there.
I definitely got a little sweatier during that last
yeah,
conversation.
it got
so
real intense.
it got spicy in here.
It's still 73. It's us. It's us going through menopause.
Manopause.
Menopause.
Yeah, Shane and I are definitely in manopause.
Oh yeah, that's for sure.
I'm 49.
I'm 39.
He's 57.
God, guy.
57.
I know. Now I'm 56, probably 57. I'm coming up
When's your birthday?
January 30.
30?
Yeah.
No, mine's January 8th. I'll be the big 5-0. Are we gonna have like a party?
We should.
Should we throw like a Hopeaholics party?
Yeah, bro. Let's
we should
do that.
We should do like a Comedy Central roast.
I agree.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. That's going to be good.
Oh yeah.
I like that shit.
I don't like it.
What
What are you gonna do? Sit me on a fucking king chair and fucking roast the crap out of me?
Exactly. Your mom, your sister, your ex-wife. That's going to be perfect.
Ex-wife.
Yeah, bro.
What about the current wife?
And the current wife. Well,
Put the two of them on the fucking mic at the same time.
Yeah.
Can you do yeehaw? No.
Try it.
Give it a go.
Just go deep.
I can't
No,
even.
bro, no one is worse than me, okay?
You want me to go first? Yeah. God, he sucks. It's almost like things scratching on.
God.
You ready?
Yeah.
You got to give it a real. You got to take in a real deep breath, right?
Yeah. Oh, God.
Yeehaw!
Yeah, see? You see?
I can't even. I do. It's this weird thing where like things like that, I can't even get them out if I try.
Don't try. Just do it.
I mean, I'm really embarrassed that I just did that.
That was good. That was a good one.
Was it?
Yeah.
Did you guys think it was
clear.
It was a very good one.
It was clean and clear.
I
10 out of
can't
10.
compete with that. So
Yeah.
Okay, we'll give it a whirl. Ready?
Yeah.
I'm trying to get out of it over here.
We're gonna go, and then just let it out.
Yeah.
I can't do it.
And then we can dive
Okay,
right
how
back
about
in.
if you go like this? Put your hand up like this and put your hand like that.
That's gonna make it 1,000 times worse.
Okay? And then go like this.
No.
And
Go,
then go,
yeah.
yeehaw, like that. Yeah, there you go. We got a little
That's the best I got.
yeehaw.
That's
nice.
best I
That's
got.
nice. That's nice.
I tried.
Well, let's
Wow.
get back.
Let's get back to business.
Business.
Yeah.
Let's get down to business.
Let's get down. Let's get down to business.
Oh yeah, that's another new
Dun,
song.
dun,
Huh?
dun, dun. No, it's old, bro.
It is?
Yeah, super old.
What's weird is I'm hearing it on reels a lot.
Oh,
lately.
yeah?
Yeah. Let's get down to business.
Yeah, so am I. Now that that's the only time I hear it. Never on the radio.
Yeah.
Yeah.
See, I grew up with Paramore, so I'm just
Paramore.
I'm in the business of misery. Let's take it from
So
there.
let me ask you a question about your favorite band there.
Okay.
There.
There.
I'm starting to talk like a Canadian.
There, Billy.
Or a hillbilly or something.
Yeah.
So if you wanted, is your band like on the IG app? Like if you go to music and you want to add them?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
What's
So-
the name of it again? Can you write it down? Because last time when you signed the wall, I wanted to put that, and then I couldn't remember the name of the band, so I just put some other.
You have your own band?
No, my fiance does.
Oh, really?
It's called An Idol's Rune, and they're trying to get a big show. So he's been really excited playing with them. No, I just have my fitness account, which maybe I'll plug in at the end or something. But it's called Mayday Parade, and so the engagement. I gotta tell you the engagement story.
Oh, yeah.
I didn't tell you.
No.
So I'm not like I didn't need a big production. My one thing was try to get it on camera somehow. Have somebody hiding to record it or whatever so my family can see it. So Grant had tried to propose during Christmas when we were home when we were with his family in Oklahoma, but he didn't have the ring yet and he didn't have the video. So what he did was he reached out to Derek Sanders, who is the lead singer of Mayday Parade. And I've met once, and we saw 4 times last year. He reached out to him, and he got a personalized video from him of him singing one of me and Grant's favorite songs. And in that video, he goes, "All right, Nikki, I think Grant has a very important question to ask you." And then Grant proposed.
Wow. That's
So
cool.
it was amazing. I still watch that video like every day. So
See, maybe you were engaged. You don't remember hearing that story before? I heard that story before.
Really?
Yeah, I think it's awesome.
I
You did a
don't-
good job.
I don't
He did
remember.
great.
He did a great fucking job, bro. How do you think about that?
well,
How did you propose?
How did I propose? Well, they begged me. I said no. Then I ate a lot of food on Christmas. I woke up the next morning completely full and sick to my stomach, and I said, "Okay, let's go." Not very romantic at all.
Did I tell you guys that I had found the ring 3 weeks early?
You hit it back.
So the dragon was exploring in the room because we don't like him to live in his terrarium all the time. So we take him out, kick the cat out of the room, and let him just roam on the floor, right? And he goes MIA. And I'm like, okay, where's my dragon? And so I am looking for him everywhere, and I notice he's in the closet. He's in the back corner of the closet where Grant's jackets are. And so I go in to get him, and I feel something in one of Grant's jacket pockets. And mind you, he had relapsed a year ago at this point. So I'm like, oh my God, it's drugs. It's drugs for sure. You know, and I'm panicking. So I get the dragon out, and then I come back and I open it, and it was not drugs. It was not drugs. It was the ring. And I was like, oh my God. So I put it back, and it took everything in me to not say anything to him until he proposed. Like,
oh, that's cool.
It was so difficult, and I was freaking out. I told everybody else, and they're like, the dragon helped you find it. Sure. I'm like, yo, if I wanted to find it earlier, I would have found it months ago. You know what I mean? So, yeah, the dragon helped me.
Yeah, but he doesn't ask soon. A week or 10 days go by, and she's like, who's he giving that thing to?
Well,
you know?
I did consider it was for his other girlfriend. So that's just how
That's how we are.
So.
That's just how your mind rolls.
Yeah. That was my first thought. And when she said she found the ring, if I found it, I would think, who's this for?
I told my dad that, and he hung up on me. So
Oh, really?
he was like, I'm not entertaining this at all. So,
Good for him.
yeah. No, but it was really cool. That video from Derek Sanders of Mayday Parade, it was, I couldn't have asked for a better way for him to do it. So, yeah, we're really excited. We're trying to wedding plan, and we haven't made a lot of progress. I'm not gonna lie to you. we have a venue, but it's stressful. We're trying to move our leases up soon, and trying to get ready to start a family and, jobs. And I go back to school next week. So it's just busy time, but I'm really excited. I'm really lucky to have him in my life. He's really excited about his band and, just our life together. So
What does he do for a living?
he works for a company called Axel Hire. So they distribute, they do distribution. So like Factor Meals, they distribute a lot of Factor Meals. HelloFresh, Farmer's Choice or Farmer's Dog, the like human dog food, and a bunch of other high-end like meal delivery services, among Gymshark clothing and a bunch of stuff. So he likes it. He's the operations supervisor over there, and he likes it, but he'd love to do music full time more than anything. So
I see that you either you may do the same thing that we do all the time on your fitness page. Mm-hmm. You post your favorite fitness brand.
So last time I was here, I was trying to get sponsored by Dark Sport, the shirt I'm wearing right now, and I'm still trying, but I just took a different approach. So I need to grow my following first. So right now I am a brand ambassador for Vital Apparel.
Oh. Okay.
And they raise money for mental health awareness, or they do a donation. So every time somebody buys clothes, it goes towards a donation that they do a couple times a year for mental health awareness.
Nice.
So that's really cool. And their brand I've been familiar with for a long time. The ultimate goal would still be Dark Sport. But I'm working on it. I've been trying to post more, and
we're working on it too. Jesus Christ. What's it?
Jesus, bro, where are you, man? That's Sullen. That's Jeremy brought those.
Those are awesome.
Uncle Jeremy,
man, where are you?
I think you guys should be sponsored.
You know what's weird? So I put that. Did you see my story today?
Uh-huh.
And somebody voted no. Like, who the fuck would vote no? Like, why would they vote no?
Who? Call them out right fucking now.
Let's
email them. You know what? Fucking give me I want to call them up. Let's call them online.
We actually could call them.
Let's call them. I want to know why.
Why?
This is stuff we should go live on and do, right, Michelangelo?
We're live right now.
We're live right now. Let's do it.
2 people.
No.
Like, are you kidding me? Like, why would they vote no? Do you know why?
It's probably Shane's fault.
It is probably Shane's fault.
Fulio 805.
Should we call one of them?
And
just call
this. You know what? This girl's this is like one of those porn things. She said, let's just block her.
Let's call Fulio.
Blocked.
And how about Fulio?
You really want to call him, don't you?
I want to call him.
Be like, here you go. Call Fulio. Be like, why Do we have to follow him back to? Yeah, I don't want. Yeah, his account's
Follow him
private.
back and then
I'm not gonna
erase
do
him.
that.
No.
No.
Well, I'm rooting for you guys. But Solon is sick. It's dope.
Oh, we're gonna get Solon.
Yeah.
Oh, we're gonna get you, Uncle Jeremy. You're ours.
And speaking of that, if anybody wants to follow my fitness
Yeah.
Instagram, it would mean a lot.
What is it again?
It's, at nikkilifts.96.
At Nikki Lifts.
Yeah, NIKKI lifts.96.
Lifts 96.
We'll post you on our story.
Thank you.
Yeah.
I'm trying. I mean, I feel like fitness Instagram has blown up a lot, so it's a million people trying. But yeah.
Now, are you an online coach?
No, not yet.
Okay.
I would like to be, but right now I'm just trying to. I'm taking statistics.
It's a hard one
I
to
can't
say.
even say it. I'm taking statistics this semester, so
Okay.
right now I'm just trying to plan how I'm going to survive that,
Right.
and then I would like to
Yeah.
try to become a coach.
That's cool.
So
Yeah, we had a couple.
Yeah, we have
couple-
a few people we could
We have,
introduce you to
yeah, we
that
have
do
like
that.
dude, and
Yeah.
they're good at it.
Really good.
okay,
Yeah.
that'd be great.
They
Thank
make
you.
like seven. One guy, I'm sure one guy makes like 7 figures.
Yeah,
in a
I think he
year.
does.
Wow,
Yeah.
Yeah.
that would be nice. I would definitely be. Or the hope would be to do it full time eventually.
Yeah, they have a whole training
You can,
seminar.
you can get to the point where like you're making 6 figures easily.
easily.
Yeah.
Oh, that's guaranteed.
Yeah.
That's guaranteed.
The 6 figures is easy.
Yeah.
It's
And
it's hard to hit the 7 figures.
And I'll
but-
tell you what's nice about being in recovery and going through what you've gone through is that you can not only help people with your exercise, that's like a quarter of it. You're
Yeah.
going to help people in their life. You
Yeah.
know?
And that's all I want to do.
Yeah.
I just want to help people.
Yeah.
You know.
That's
Yeah.
what these guys
There's-
focus on.
I'll tell you what though, in life, you know, and this is through my my years of experience, there's nothing better in life than doing what you love, and especially when what you love is helping other people get better. You know, and I truly believe it's okay to make a living doing that.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
You know, changing lives, because like a treatment center, right? You affect that one life. Your life changed has affected everybody that you come in contact with on a daily basis, every single one of them. So whoever helped you get to where you're at has really helped tens of thousands of people over your lifetime. I mean, I don't know how many people like an average person comes into contact with, you know?
Oh, it's tens of thousands for sure, the ripple effect.
Yeah. Because not only that, then you're affecting those people's lives who are affecting other people's lives, and then it becomes millions. And that's one person.
And I love that. Have you guys ever seen Admiral McRaven's 2014 University of Texas commencement speech?
Is that when he's wearing his white suit, his white hat?
Yes.
I did.
So he's the make your bed guy.
Yeah.
Every day if you make your bed, you'll come home to a bed that is made. And he talks about how, you know, the class of University of Texas in this case, if they all go out and help one person, then those people help other people, then it's millions of people that have been helped.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
So
That's what I hope this podcast really starts to do. I want to help billions.
Yeah.
I want this podcast to be broadcast in Chinese,
Yeah.
Japanese,
Again? Again with the Chinese.
specifically. Give me a Chinese language. Help me out
Mandarin?
here. Mandarin. Which one's the hardest one?
Oh, there's some dialects in small towns that only like 5,000-6,000 people could speak.
No,
Yeah.
I want it to be.
No,
No, that's not.
that's not it?
No,
All right, I tried.
no, not a good dialect.
I tried.
You did horrible. Sorry.
Kind of like my yeehaws.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, I mean, at the end of the day, man, it's just like I want to, you know, like, this world's a fucked up place, man.
yeah,
You know,
it is. It is.
and it doesn't have to be that way. Like, can we finally have a platform where people like are loving and not fighting with each other? Like, I'm not gonna ever get out there and be like, you know what, I stand for. I mean, I do stand for fuck fentanyl, you know, but like,
Right.
I'm not gonna, you know, I'm not gonna make people not comfortable being able to sit in that chair or to listen to us, you know. I mean, I may make people feel uncomfortable
Yeah.
because I believe society is so wussified.
I like that word.
That they're too sensitive.
I agree.
And we don't need that.
No.
Because what you said earlier, you went through tough times. You know what that made? It made a strong woman. And like, we can't sit around and be like sensitive. I mean, you can be sensitive, but you gotta have.
You gotta draw the line.
You gotta draw the line.
You gotta draw the line.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like, even it's okay. Like there's probably somebody out there that could be offended of your little Chinese, whatever you just did. I don't know what language you were trying to speak, but somebody could be like offended. But come on.
Over what?
I mean, the stuff that we used to do when I was a kid.
I know.
Like, a lot of it would be like super offensive today.
Yeah.
Misdemeanors.
I don't know about that.
Oh.
Maybe.
Racial slurs back in the day.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. They could be construed that way.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And don't get me wrong, I'm a very sensitive, I'm an empathetic person. So, I feel everything. I walk into a room and I can feel everybody's emotions immediately, and that can be a lot. So I am a sensitive person, but I absolutely know what you mean. And I have empathy for people that struggle in this day and age with how sensitive things are. For lack of a better term, how sensitive things are and how touchy subjects can be. I have empathy for those people because, again, we all have our opinions and we all have our differences and the things we believe in. But at the end of the day, it's like, let's come together instead of trying to push each other apart.
It's okay that we don't, like, what you believe and what you, it's okay. Like, if it's different than what I believe, that's okay.
Yeah.
Like, I don't have to, put you down and I don't have to force you to believe. That's what is supposed to be great about America.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah,
especially
man.
I don't have to put you down. I can't deal with the right and the left anymore. Like, they're like, they're over here. They're doing this shit that's called the Great Divide. Yep. Because divided, we're weak.
Yeah. I just wish we could all, come together and because that's how it's supposed to be.
I thought she was going to do the Rodney King thing. Do you know who Rodney King is?
I do. He's dead.
Huh?
He's dead, yeah.
Yeah, from cocaine crack?
Yeah. He drowned in a pool or something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He was the one that why the LA riot
started. Yeah.
and he said, "Can't we all just get along?"
Yeah.
But for real, can't we all just get along?
Right.
Huh, Michelangelo?
Not if you're Shane.
You're a dick.
It's all right.
You got any last like stuff that you wanted to bring to the table?
I don't think so. Just again, thank you for having me on. Thanks for listening to my story again in a different way. I hope it was different. I hope I was able to say something different, maybe more impactful this time around. Maybe less impactful, but maybe it hits the right person. So I really appreciate the opportunity to come on again. And even though you've had people like Lamar Odom and like people like that, I'm just really grateful and always a good time hanging out with you guys. So.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah, it was it was fun.
Yeah, we enjoy you. We appreciate you.
Yeah.
We love you.
Thank you.
I don't know. I can't speak for Shane, but like, I follow you on Instagram.
Yeah.
I'm always seeing what you're doing. Checking out your stories.
Oh yeah, I watch her and they're working out.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Let's show us your guns real
Sometimes
quick.
like, who's that? And
Look
I
at
see
those
Nikki.
guns.
Yeah, I know.
Look at those guns,
Holy
dude.
shit.
Huh? They look better than mine. Look at
wow. Damn, that's a good one.
those. Yeah.
Good for you.
Thanks.
See, that's sacrifice. That's a tough fucking word, man. It's even harder to do. You don't just get this.
No.
It's been a lot of hard work, a lot of hours, a lot of pain, a lot of pushing through the chronic illness stuff.
Yeah.
And, I can say I'm proud. I'm not done, but I'm proud. So
Yeah. Keep it up.
Yeah, and keep going after the sponsors. That's cool, man.
I will.
Yeah.
I will.
Yeah, that's what we do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We're just going after them. And then, if they don't, eventually we'll have all their shit. So
we won't need them
we
anymore.
won't need them anymore.
There you go.
Look at our goddamn hat collection.
I'm gonna make a. If you give me your number, I'll introduce you to this guy, Justin.
Okay.
He owns JW Fitness. It's all online coaching,
Okay.
and he'll
Great.
guide you. There's about 20 of them. They're a team, and it's a group. It's a camaraderie. You know, they'll teach you, what to do and how to get into it.
That'd be awesome.
Yeah.
Thank you so much.
Yeah, for sure.
Shane's best friend.
Yeah.
He went, to,
Good boy.
he went to dinner with them.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah,
like,
I love that.
Like a whole family, like
Yeah.
wives went.
6 of us. 3
Yeah.
girls, 3 boys.
3 girls, 3 boys.
Yeah.
Very nice.
Girls were drinking.
Huh?
The girls were
The
drinking.
guys are sober.
Yeah.
It's fucking dope.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, we appreciate you coming back on, and
Yeah.
I really enjoyed it. I enjoy having you on every time.
Thank
And
you.
I mean, we'll never be too cool, no matter who we.
No,
have on
it's
our
true.
fuck-
We
we're
won't
the
be.
biggest fucking nerds. on the
Yeah, bro.
planet.
It's true. I just love this shit. I want to sit here for another hour. I don't care. I got nothing to do.
I do.
Do you? Oh, that's right. I might
Okay.
just go for dinner too. I guess I'm going to call it right now.
My I actually have a reservation. That's why.
What time?
6:15.
Yeah.
Mastros.
Nice.
Thank God this isn't live, because G gets mad at me when I say stuff like, he's like, stop telling people that you go to Flame Broiler at 2:15
They're
every
going to kill
day.
you, Chad. They're going to kill you.
You don't have life insurance.
You probably do. You just don't know about it.
It's in G's name, huh?
Yeah. That's what I was. Yeah, exactly, bro.
G watches all these podcasts too,
Yeah.
to the end.
Really?
Yeah, I like it when people watch the podcast to the end. You can't start, you can't, like, these podcasts are fucking good, man. I listen to them, and I'm not like, I don't like myself. Like, I don't like listening to myself, but like, I sit and listen to
Yeah.
these and I really enjoy.
Crack up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. This
I
one's
had
good.
I was on a treadmill and one of my friends, he walked up to me at the gym and he goes, "Are you watching yourself?" I was like, "Yeah, I am."
That's funny.
Shit's fucking funny.
That is funny.
And I'm not like watching myself. I no longer watch myself, because when I first started watching it, I watched it to critique myself, to try to get better and see if I was stuttering or what
Yeah.
was happening. I no longer watch it for that. I watch it purely for the enjoyment and
That's
the
cool.
entertainment.
I'm gonna
and
start
the-
again.
And
I
the,
got
and
off.
the mindset.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was. I got off for a little while.
Yeah.
I stopped watching for a little while because I was going through some stuff.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
I just wasn't in. When I'm going through stuff,
Not into it.
I don't want to hear myself.
Yeah.
Especially myself being positive.
Yeah.
Like, fuck that.
Right?
Fuck that guy.
Yeah.
Fuck
Dick.
that positive, happy motherfucker over
Right?
there, Chad.
Fuck.
Because this Chad ain't fucking happy right now. He's miserable.
I relate to that on a spiritual level.
Yeah, for sure.
You ever see Happy You, like in a picture or on a quote on Facebook that you posted years ago, and you're like, gross,
I say that often. Pictures he takes of me fucking like, what are you doing, dude? Get the lighting right.
Total diva.
Diva. Yeah, it's true.
I can see that.
Yeah, you don't want to have half your face like fucking red.
No.
And the other half like white. I'm not like half Indian.
I don't really care personally.
Is that offensive?
My people said it's okay.
My people said
You get a pass.
you get a pass.
All right. Well, let's take a picture and
Yeah.
shut this thing down. Thanks for coming again, Nikki.
Thanks for having